Greetings and welcome to my channel. This is Sorcerer Tal. You can also find me on Facebook in the Sorcerers Guild. Today on the S1 Project and Unorthodox Weirdery, we are going to pick up last week where we discussed what is wrong with this reality and begin discussing more thoroughly how to fix it. Okay, so as we discussed last week, the problem with this reality is that we are trying to put a false representation of truth over top of the base aspects of what this reality is. We have all these ideas of us being artificial, that we are somehow outside of nature. And this alone causes a serious resonance problem within ourselves. It takes us out of the context of the full nature on this planet. Anytime you are on the earth, you're within the nature of the earth. You're within the wild. As I said last time, even the cities, well, they were built by us, inhabitants of the earth. They are part of nature. And we have this idea that there's this artificial, that there are things outside of that. And there are not. Everything we make is from the earth. And this causes a problem with our resonance, with our seeing of, well, the closest we have to truth. Truth is a very nebulous concept, but we are not fully interacting with our reality or even fully acknowledging the results of what it is that we do to this planet. There are those of us, of course, that do, but then there are those that don't acknowledge the different problems that we are causing on this planet, and we just simply choose to ignore the things that don't fit our narrative. I've talked about this before in the Your Brain is a Liar and Cannot Be Trusted, because this video is monetized. I'm not gonna, well, we're not gonna say the full title, but I will leave a link for it here. That one's not monetized. It was before I got monetized, I believe. But anyways, this is something that goes on not just in our brain, where we are trying to create this cohesive narrative, but in society at large, and we get this group think going of this outside of the beauty of nature. Okay, so we talked a lot about that last week, but it's that last bit there that's important for this week. Outside of the beauty of nature. I've mentioned before the law of aesthetics. Living is an art form that takes place between life and death. And we're going to be talking about that this week, and the importance of seeing the beauty in your life, of living your life as an art form. Because that's part of this fully seeing reality, is realizing that no matter how hard life is, no matter how strange and cruel things can seem, there is always beauty in it. There is always a flow of poetry in your life. And you want to find that, to walk within the poetry of your world, to live your life as an art form. And that is really part of what reality is living your life as an art form, as self-expression, finding the beauty in your eye to behold. And as we do this, we create more interest in our lives. Boredom is part of this lack of resonance. We must escape boredom, because that is what causes us not to pay attention, to become negligent in how we interact with the world, because we have become disinterested. We must find those things that make life beautiful to us and engage in them. We must accept that there is an aesthetic flow all around us. There is beauty in the world. Simply let it in. And yes, in the world right now, for many of us, it is very hard. The world can be a very cruel and vicious place, but everywhere there are those things that are the flow and the story. And as we are being stomped on That is part of our OC. Yeah, that is part of our, or not OC. I got the words wrong. Excuse me, I'm not, showing my age there. Used the wrong slang. Anyways, that is part of our backstory. That is part of the story of our creation. That is the moment we are going through now. And we must find beauty in it. We must find the adventure in overcoming these obstacles. And try to find the fun. Because once we have found interest and beauty, the next is to find fun. We must allow ourselves to have fun, to frolic in our lives. We're going to be talking more about this idea of frolic and fun in the self-defense, sorcery self-defense videos very soon. Because we'll be talking about those as well. And we're going to be getting a lot into sorcery self-defense this year. Because, well, the world we live in, it's becoming more and more important that a sorcerer is able to defend themselves. But anyways, the key to this week is the law of aesthetics. Find the flow of beauty in your life, wherever it is. There is beauty and story in all things. Everything is part of the litany, the tapestry that weaves the complex, multifaceted story of every moment of existence. It's incredible. Even when it's bad, it is still amazing. The fact that we have this pile of paradox that we are able to perceive and put poetry into is amazing. And we must learn to accept that. Let the beauty in, even if it's a bit painful to feel again. Because if we do not feel, we are letting the boredom win. We are letting reality become less. We must tear down those walls to become ourselves and fully interact with our reality. And that is one of the steps to fixing what is wrong with this reality. Okay, so that's going to be it for this episode. I often forget to ask you to like the video, but it would help if we got more likes on these videos. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take the opportunity to do so now. Until next time, bright blessings and an interesting fate. This has been Sorcerer Tal.